without question. One of the great venues. The paint crew in full throat here at the student section here at Mackey Arena.
We have three terrific officials here this afternoon. Bo Borowski has officiated 12 NCAA tournaments. Larry Serrano, 8 NCAA tournaments. Courtney Green, in his 11th year, has officiated in the tournament as well. It's Purdue and Michigan State for a second time this season. Purdue losing in East Lansing January 8, 77-59.
No-Gel Eastern starts on Winston. He's able to move his feet, but also present some size that Winston will have to deal with.
It's Nick Moore, 21 points and 10 rebounds the other night against Iowa. That was a big win. Here comes a Purdue rebound. No-Gel Eastern. We'll take it the other way for the Boilers.
Ball movement and spacing so important, Kevin, for Purdue. That's why they've won 7 of 8. They've shared the ball, moved it, and got quality shots.
Klein. And 13 the other night in the win for the Boilermakers in Columbus. Great feet inside to Williams and knocked away inside by Goins. And a jump ball, some terrific Spartan defense.
Terrific reaction by Kenny Goins. Did not give up on the play and got all pumpkin from behind and actually made 2 excellent efforts to force the tie-up. Well done by the Spartans there.
Goins, their leading rebounder. With the ball rotation, this is Ryan Klein. Great rebound inside by Eastern, and Williams will put it back up and in.
Notice how Eastern picks up Cassius Winston right away on the inbounds to try to stymie that lethal fast break of Michigan State's.
Michigan State 9-0 in the Big Ten. Overall, 13 consecutive wins. They've won 18 of 19 games. And like we said, 6th ranked team in college basketball. Both their losses have been on the road. Shot clock down to 4. Cassius Winston, a floater off the baseline. Rebound pulled down by Edwards. Top scorer in the Big Ten. He gets it outside with a beautiful 3 by Ryan Klein. 42% from 3, 45% in the Big Ten. One of the top shooting percentages in the league.
And got a warm-up jump shot. Look at that one because of the patience and pass from Edwards.
Winston is a junior from Detroit. McQuaid. Hounded by Edwards. Picked up inside by Eifert.
Defense has been superb the first couple of possessions by Purdue. Matt Painter told us his team needed to stay ahead of the play. Keep the ball in front and everybody on the string rotating.
Williams saved it, but McQuaid swiped it, and they go the other way. And looking inside, Ward can't find the handle. Carson Edwards averaging 25 points a game the other way.
And hasn't looked at the basket yet, which is a good sign. Playing within himself. When he moves and plays off the dribble, good look there. He's very dangerous.
Edwards is one of the top 5 scorers in college basketball, too. A 3 here. Now, in the first game against this Michigan State team, a season-low 11. They played him well.
They did a nice job. He shot 3 of 16 from the floor. They kept people in front of him. He forced some shots. He felt he got fouled there, as you can see. His dismay as that shot was an air ball, but no call. And Michigan State trying to get something going here, Kevin.
Cassius Winston had 23 points in Iowa City the other night, 7 assists. 3 state threes in that second half were huge with a driving shot right there. So getting inside, Winston comes up with the deuce. But the game at Iowa with the 23 and 7 assists and those 3 big threes in that second half for the Spartans.
Yeah, he's had big moments. He's been remarkably consistent. And if you voted today, he would probably get my vote as the player of the year in the conference.
Eastern inside with a corkscrew move. The freshman Henry was in there. Goins was in there. And this will go against Aaron Henry, a freshman from Indianapolis.
Nice job here by Eastern. He's not a perimeter shooter. He wants to get his body on you and get to the paint. He did both and drew the foul there.
So 4 consecutive wins for Purdue, and in those 4 straight wins, Clark, they've won by a combined 70 points. They're winning, but winning by margins that are sizable.
Yeah, and again, it's because of the efficiency on offense. Defensively, they've gotten better. And both of these teams will play 8 to 10 guys, although Michigan State's shorthanded with Josh Langford still out with a foot injury. And not sure if we'll see Kyle Arns, who's recovering from a back issue.
Coach Leeson will take a seat on the Matt Painter bench. Eric Hunter will come in, a freshman from Indianapolis. He goes up against the premier guard in this conference, Cassius Winston. 1,000-point score for the Spartans. In they go. Nick Ward. Out they go. Henry with a drive and a floater. Picked up Ryan Klein. Oh, the drive and the scoop. Williams inside fighting for the ball. Foul called on Michigan State.
Well, you sounded surprised that Klein took it to the hoop because he's pretty much a three-point shooter, and he overshot it. But because he attacked the paint, he compressed that defense, and it left Williams loose on the offensive glass.
Kenny Goins picks up his first foul for Michigan State. Here's Travion Williams, and his emergence inside has been a huge story for the Boilermakers here recently.
In his last 5, Kevin, he's averaging 11 points and 9 rebounds in a game in about 19 minutes a game.
Wow.
That's a boatload of production in terms of the minutes he's playing. But he's got excellent hands. He's dropped a ton of weight, so he's able to stay on the floor longer when he's not in foul trouble. And his footwork is really strong as he's going to get a break now. Matt Painter told us he would intersperse and get Harms and Williams shuffled in and out early, trying to keep them fresh, but also looking to avoid any foul trouble.
So as Clark just said, Matt Harms comes in. He's a 7'3" sophomore. Ward is out. Xavier Tillman has come in for the Spartans. Down low, they've got Goins. A turnover. Here comes Edwards. Into McQuaid, knocked away by Tillman from behind for Michigan State. With a timeout taken, the Purdue Boilermakers unbeaten at home, 9-0. A big chore today against 6th-ranked Michigan State.
That being an 18-point game, it was much closer than that, Kevin, quite honestly. On a couple of segments there where the physicality and the shot making of Michigan State allowed them to pull away. Matt Painter hoping that his team's good start can be sustained at the defensive end here today.
Rebounding advantage already for Purdue by 6, 8-2 in that category. That'll be huge. In fact, both teams come right out and said, we've got to rebound.
Yep.
That is our calling card. Outside here, they've got Eric Hunter. And Harms, who's a sophomore and long wingspan at 7'3". Here's 6 to fire in the corner. Eifert. 3, no. Aggressive rebound inside by Henry. Michigan State overall 18-2. Winston just glides in for the 2 right there. Wow.
He is so good. Woo. Oh man, what a joy to watch this guy play. He's improved his body a bit from a year ago, playing a little better defensively, but offensively, he's got such a great IQ and feel for what's available for him or his teammates. And when he plays really well, Michigan State is virtually unbeatable.
Klein on top. Again, they get that shot clock down to single digits. Eifert, Klein, 3, Winston close. Ryan Klein with a 3-point shot, and he is 2 of 3 from distance.
So he's been shooting close to 50% from behind the arc in conference play, and you've got to be with him before the catch.
Ward on the doorstep. Out of the miss for Michigan State. They come the other way. And Hunter, the 2-time Indianapolis High School Basketball Player of the Year. Eifert, arm shoved. Hits the deck, and down he goes, and a foul on Tillman.
Got his feet caught up there, yes, Tillman, with good sportsmanship to help Harms up, but just was a little late reacting. There you see, watch there, and then he tries to get around, and this kind of lower body bumps him to the deck. Boy, impressive start here for Purdue because Edwards has not scored yet. Is that correct? Carson Edwards doesn't have a point, does he?
You're right.
And they're up 8 and have already scored 12 points. So again, the balance of this Purdue team.
Oh! Wow, what a great feed and a terrific jam by Matt Harms. Winston with the drive. Eastern is back in. Down low they go. Ward back in the game. Doubled and trapped. 6 minutes gone. Missing there. 2 of 8 now. The Spartans retrieved by Winston. They say it was hit by Purdue, so no over and back.
No possession there. It was a loose ball off the missed shot.
Cassius Winston. 5th leading scorer in the Big Ten. McQuaid.
Well, this is where you see Michigan State really missing the perimeter shooting of Josh Langford or Kyle Arns.
Winston in traffic and off balance. Nice rebound inside, pulled in by Tillman. McQuaid, 3. Harms rebound.
Quality look that time on the second shot opportunity. Michigan State ice cold to begin.
Eastern with the drive. Here comes Winston now. They're going to run 3-on-2. McQuaid on the wing. Spot up triple. Missed it all. Edwards is right there. 13 Michigan State possessions. They've scored twice. 3 here. No. Rebound by Ward. What about the pace of this one?
Well, Michigan State likes to get out in transition, and there you see why. That's why they are relentless in the fast break game. Because at some point, they're trusting their constant running is going to break you down and cause you to make a mistake. And McQuaid able to get all the way to the hoop that time.
Looks exhausting.
It is exhausting. That's why the lack of depth, not having the full complement of bodies is a problem for Michigan State.
Nice pass by Eastern into Harm.
Pick and slip. And the big fella does a great job rolling out of the screen and finishing.
Trying to drop it inside. Tillman's in a torture chamber. Jump ball. Nice defense by Purdue. Want your sports news without the hot takes? Stream CBS Sports HQ. It's free 24/7 sports network. Smarter fans watch for more highlights and analysis. Download the CBS Sports app today. Michigan State coming off a win over 19 Iowa earlier this week. That shot will not drop from outside from Gabe Brown, who's a freshman from Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Yeah, he's a three-point shooter, though, and got a good look at it thanks to the penetration and pitch by Cassius Winston.
Carson is out. They have brought in Sasha Stevanovic, who's got the ball right now for Purdue.
Yeah, he's a laser.
Wheeler on top, a freshman. Stefanovic is a freshman. And that long shot will not go for Klein. Inside retrieved by a very good rebounding Michigan State team. Here comes Winston, who faces some kind of contact every time he touches the ball. 3 right here. No good from Goins. Michigan State is 3 of 15. Purdue by 10. Harms out of harm's way. So high he puts it in. McQuaid coming the other way for Michigan State.
And the Boilers are 4 for 4 from the line. That's your difference in the ball game. Actually, Michigan State fortunate to be within 10, considering how poorly they've shot the ball.
Eastern and Wheeler. Williams is in. Here's Ryan Klein. Stefanovic in the corner. That's the 5. It's a 3. Down the hatch it goes. Aaron Wheeler. 6 made baskets and 6 assists for Purdue. Great efficiency. Goins looking down low. Tillman couldn't catch up to it. 3rd turnover by the Spartans.
Excellent execution here by Purdue. Wheeler going to get a look at it, but the ball movement, the misdirection cut, and he got a warm-up jump shot that he splashed.
Winston and Goins, Tillman, McQuaid, and Gabe Brown, the Spartan 5 on the floor. Now pitch the halfway part of the first half. Williams in there fighting, volleyballed around and picked up by Goins. Winston. Good fake with a move. And a foul. And that goes on Aaron Wheeler from Stamford, Connecticut. A redshirt freshman for the Boilers, his first.
Already the Boilers have played 9 players. Matt Painter has got 9 players on the floor. Michigan State, because of injuries, only played 7. And they need Gabe Brown on the floor to help space it because he's another 3-point shooter. The only other consistent 3-point shooter on the floor right now is Cassius Winston. McQuaid not bad, but it allows Purdue to stay close to home.
Edwards and Hunter are back in for Purdue. It's McQuaid, doubled every time he touches it. On the move, Gabe Brown. Rebound by the aggressive, leaping Carson Edwards. He's got 3 rebounds and no points. Long shot, Hunter. Brown in there fighting with Williams. And out of bounds and off of Michigan State, and 10 to play. Michigan State beat 19th ranked Iowa in Iowa City Thursday. Shot 53%. Hit 8 threes and made 20 of 21 free throws in the game against the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, much improved free throw shooting team on the season, but thus far not having any shooting luck. And they've gotten some decent ones, I think,
yes,
Kevin.
They have. Edwards will push the matter inside. Rebound by Cassius Winston. McQuaid, and hold on here. They go up high that time for Brown. McQuaid, 3, book it. Matt McQuaid, top 10 three-point shooter in the conference.
Well, again, that initial thrust, Gabe Brown had a layup that he didn't convert, but when you push it ahead so quickly, you're usually with a man advantage, and that led to the field goal.
Nice lunge right there, and Tillman will take it with Winston in control. Hunter right there, out to Tillman, 3. Goins, volleyballs it ahead. Winston, 3. That'll count.
He is so good. Any mistake, any opportunity you give him, he usually cashes in. Keeping that thing alive are the Spartans that time. And the lead just 7.
Cassius Winston, the 3-time Big Ten Player of the Week. Wheeler on top. 6-2 conference record for Purdue. Climbing in number 3 right now. This is a 3 from Wheeler.
He's got a beautiful stroke, Kevin, and has really picked up his shot making here in conference play.
2 of 2 on threes already.
Purdue doing a nice job spacing the floor and moving the ball.
Spartans playing their 4th road game in the last 5. No more difficult place than Purdue. Shot clock is at 10 and taken right here, and hold on, here we got Hunter. The steal and the 2. The biggest lead has been 13. Right now it's been 12. And this crowd is in full throat. Williams on Winston. And a foul from behind on Wheeler. Wheeler will pick it up. The 6th-ranked team in the country, Michigan State, rising Purdue on CBS Sports.
Bit of rest, so he's going to try to use this segment here to see if, in fact, they can hold the fort and cut into this lead with Winston getting a break.
Great observation. By the way, the top scorer in the conference, Carson Edwards, he has not scored. Yet Purdue is up by 12. So Lawyer is in, a freshman from Clarkston, Michigan. He was Michigan's Mr. Basketball. Here comes McQuaid. He's a kid out of Texas. No look into Ward. Beautiful pass by McQuaid.
Man, was that a nice dime. Looked off the defenders and then a terrific catch and finished by Ward as well. Kevin, this could be a key segment. If Michigan State is able to find a way to cut this deficit with Winston getting a much-needed rest, that could bode well for the Spartans. But
finally Edwards,
and he's always capable of erupting now because he's got that strong pull-up from beyond the three-point line, especially going left, and it's virtually indefensible.
We mentioned this earlier. Joshua Langford, who's so important to this team, 3rd leading scorer for Michigan State, out for an 8th consecutive game, hasn't played since late December. Boot on his foot, ankle injury. They're not sure when he'll return. Shot clock here is at 7. Goins, McQuaid, Edwards on him, and he'll draw the foul on the perimeter as he was making his move to the baseline, and that is Edwards' first. Michigan State has won 21 consecutive Big Ten Conference games, a school record. That's the 5th longest in league history. They won the final games in the conference last year, 12 in a row, and last season they've won the first 9 this season.
Well, that wasn't much of a break for Cassius
No,
Winston.
it wasn't.
He got the media timeout in a minute and a half. And Tom Izzo sensing that this could get out of hand, so he brings his star point guard back onto the floor. Boy, good post-up position there by Ward.
Heavily covered Ward, knocked away. Williams comes up with it. The big man runs the other way, and here comes Klein. Eifert, whose brother plays in the NFL. Edwards, 2. Rebound, Ward. Oilers have had some top 25 wins this season. Out of bounds, it's Purdue's ball.
Not many opportunities to run so far for Michigan State. And when they have had a couple of chances, have not been able to convert. There you see 5 turnovers already for the Spartans.
Purdue 6-2 in the Big Ten for the 3rd consecutive season. Sweet 16 a couple years ago. Here's a drive inside. Will not go for Eastern. Picked up by Goins. Now here comes Cassius Winston. Always on the move, and his eyes. You can watch his eyes. Always looking all over that floor. There's a Purdue foul down low. With 5:47 to go, and Travion Williams, the freshman from Chicago who played high school in Michigan, picks it up, and quickly they bring in Matt Harms. Williams is first. Harms in at 5:47.
That's a win for the Boilermakers this late in the half, and Williams just with 1 foul.
Henry. Ball rotation is there. McQuaid, 3. Another offensive rebound for the Spartans. McQuaid, 3 again. Rebound by Eastern, who climbs the ladder and brings it down. His defense is calling card, but he averages the 6 points and 4 rebounds a game, and he's been very active in this one.
Yeah, he does a lot of everything.
Harms. He's just given the Boilermakers their biggest lead this afternoon. Michigan State has won 12 straight Big 12 road games, school record, dating back to last year. Henry, 3. Another Purdue rebound. And no Joe Eastern the other way. Arms out now, and he brings Ward with him. Edwards finding that open lane. McQuaid is on him. McQuaid at the 4:38 mark. Tonight is the man who built Starbucks planning to run for president. Plus, how did a retired couple win the lottery again and again? A winning formula on 60 Minutes tonight. Kevin Harlan and Clark Kellogg, our terrific CBS crew, with a terrific contest in the Big Ten. Purdue is climbing and emerging at the right time. Edwards, 3. With a rebound, Harms and Goins get tangled up. They'll jump it. Change, tie up. It'll be Purdue's ball.
Yeah, they're both locked up around the ball. Good officiating there. And Harms found his way into a held ball situation and retains possession for his team.
Harms from Amsterdam, Netherlands, played his high school ball at Sunrise Christian Academy outside of Wichita in Kansas, with a foul, and it's on the Spartans with 4:29 to go, and they put this on Ward, who had the double-double against Iowa Thursday of 21 and 10. Ward picks up his first. I think Purdue is doing well during this little stretch here of 4 consecutive wins, not turning the ball over.
About 9 a game.
Yeah, right, exactly. Nice spin move by Edwards, but lost it inside, and here they come the other way. Henry in full throttle. Harms knocked it away. He's playing volleyball. He's got this crowd on their feet. Eastern Klein, 3. And picked up inside by Ward. That may have lit the fuse had he hit that triple on the fly.
No doubt. Michigan State's got to be able to knock down a perimeter shot. They've gone the last almost 4 minutes without a bucket. They're doubling Ward, which means that ball has to move side to side, and then somebody's got to knock down the jumper or drive the closeout.
Shot clock at 5. Tillman outside. Brown 3. Eifert got a hand on it. Great rebound by Henry. Spoon feeds inside. It's away again. Another turnover. Carson Edwards flies the other way for Purdue. Knocked away inside. What a great knockaway by Aaron Henry. Winston 3 on the move. Rebound Harms. Approaching 3 to play. Michigan State is the top 20 scoring team in college basketball most of the season, and top 10 shooting team in college basketball right now.
Yeah, and they've just had a tough time knocking down shots. Give Purdue's defense some credit. They've been physical. They've been there on most catches, but they've missed some good looks too, have the Spartans.
Michigan State 6 of 27. 3 will not drop there for Klein. Saved by Eastern. Hustling, getting it for the Boilers.
Matt Painter wants a timeout. He senses his team needs to idle down. Up and down we go. Kevin, what a pace. All Boilermakers. Matt Harms getting it done at the defensive end. Boiler ball going big time.
Part of why Painter has turned this season around.
I agree. I mean, the depth on display here today for the Boilermakers. They've had 7 different guys score, and that resume is really rock solid when you talk about being a tournament team.
Purdue on a 10-2 run over the last 6.5 minutes. 2.5 to play in the half here. Edwards and McQuaid. Klein the fake and the drive and the throw. Harms. And finally it's Cassius Winston. Michigan State is shooting 35% from the floor. They're the 6th best shooting team in college basketball. Brown inside and fouled.
Boy, Harms is everywhere, Kevin.
He is very active, isn't he?
He got a piece of that first shot by Cassius Winston and then got right back into the action and swiped at Brown and got his arm, but his activity and length has been a problem for Michigan State this half.
Gabe Brown averages about 8 minutes a game, and the freshman in Belleville High School in Ypsilanti, Michigan, averages 3 points for this terrific Michigan State team. Both their losses this season on the road. They've had top 25 wins over UCLA in November, Iowa, number 18 and number 19. Twice when they faced the Hawkeyes, beat Maryland, beat Ohio State when the Bucks were ranked number 14 in the country. And against Purdue, they've won 10 of the last 13 matchups.
But have lost the last 2 here.
Yes, they have. Last win here for Michigan State, 2014. Harms the screen. Hunter outside, and that is a 3. Aaron Wheeler right down the hatch.
Young fella's had quite a half. He's made 3 of them from back there, and he's only taken 3.
And Edwards, on the other hand, is staggering with his shot, but they're so concerned about him, maybe others are free to fight.
Good call, Kevin. He attracts so much attention. And Cassius Winston, leading Michigan State with 7 points, needs somebody else to give him some help in the scoring column.
Shot clock at 4. Ward will fire from deep. Oh, we got it. That's a triple. Nick Ward, who makes his second 3 on 2 3-point shots this season. He's 2 of 2.
Well, when you have to shoot it fighting the shot clock, there's no time to think about it or worry about it. Just let it fly, and he did.
Klein. Harms, the Flying Dutchman from Amsterdam, sails in 4 of 5 through the floor.
Well, the execution by Purdue has been outstanding. Even though they haven't shot a good percentage, they're getting quality shots just about every trip down.
And there is Harms again.
The ball movement, the spacing, and then timely shot making. The difference thus far in this first half, not to mention the solid Boilermakers defense.
Big win at Ohio State for this Boilermaker team on Wednesday. Out shooting at the line, 22-1 run. Big in that game, Hunter 3. The Boilermakers are a top 10 three-point shooting team in college basketball. And this afternoon, they are showing it. 7 of 17. Hitting them low, hitting them high. They've got their biggest lead. So you said that so fast, I didn't even understand what you said. Back in snowy West Lafayette, Indiana, coming up on the AT&T at the half. Brent Stover and Seth Davis will have first half analysis. They'll get you caught up on the action from last night and today, including a couple of top 25 games on the slate. That's coming up on AT&T at the half. Seth saw Purdue play Ohio State earlier this week.
Yeah.
And so he knows firsthand of what we're seeing here this afternoon. Much improved, and they've done it in mid-stride of this season.
They sure have, and the depth, a big factor here this afternoon. There's a take by Ward, and Harms challenging well again.
Michigan State, a new season-low points in the half. Eye-opening first half in West Lafayette. That's the end of the first half. Michigan State's fewest points in a half since 2004. Right now, let's take you to our CBS studios in New York, and here is Brent Stover.
He talked about Cassius Winston having to step into it and take over, and Nick Ward going to have to get something going as well. One of the interesting stats for me in that first half, only 6 total fast break points.
Yes.
4 were by Purdue. Michigan State averages 20 plus in the fast break, only had 2, so they've got to turn it up, but nothing cures or diminishes a deficit like knocking down some shots, and when you get good ones, you got to make it.
Thursday in Iowa City, Michigan State went on a 24-2 run after halftime, and that has been something they have done throughout the season. They've always come back strong. They outscored the Hawkeyes 51-32, and that is, I'm sure, what Matt Painter braced his Boilermakers for as we start the second half.
No doubt. And you can see Cassius Winston right away trying to be aggressive. Had it deflected on a drive and trying to get that ball inside. But ultimately, they're going to have to make some perimeter shots.
Michigan State has been top 10 all season long. Number 6 coming in. Number 1 in the Big Ten. Shot clock is down to 11. Winston, Ward, and now he makes a move on Williams. With the shot clock down to 5. Henry on top, driving on Clark. Klein tried to get it and finally picked up by the diving Eifert. What a way to start the second half with that defense. Eastern to the rack. Eifert again on the floor. Eastern is there. Williams inside. Eastern, he's got it. Eastern was positioned in a great pass by the big center Williams.
Great effort by the Boilermakers that time defensively. And they started this game. They've not trailed because they've started the game with this kind of energy and effort. Terrific work by Eifert. And then another scrum for the Pumpkin. And Williams comes up with it, showing you those nice hands there with a beautiful find and feed to Eastern.
Dave Brown is checked back in for the Spartans.
No double this time.
Ward across the lane. Pretty shot.
Yeah, and he's got to go to work. If they're not going to double him, Purdue mixed defenses in the first half. They doubled a little bit, played him straight up, but if he's one-on-one down there, he's got to go to work and finish.
Michigan State has shown all season long they're a very resilient team. There's one thing that Tom Izzo has said. Williams, great position, but nice defense inside by Ward.
Yeah, lost track of exactly where he was on that one.
Winston, Goins, 3. Good! Big shot, Kenny Goins. Only 27% from 3, but buries one right there.
Yeah, he's having a career year from the three-point line. Didn't take any his first 2 years. Made a handful last year and has made double digits so far this year. It looks good coming off his hands, especially when he's got his feet set.
Klein on top. Brown comes on him. Screen by Williams, 3. Great shot by Ryan Klein, who has got the most improved scoring average in the league this season. And at the other end, Ward. Wow, that was quick, huh?
That was quick, and what a catch. I mean, Ward was not alone. And a terrific pass by Aaron Henry. Actually, it may have been Gabe Brown who made that pass. I'm sorry.
It's Edwards, who is 1 of 8, and the conference's #1 scorer. Eifert, Edwards, 3.
They can space you, and when they get that ball hopping and popping, it's hard to catch up with it. And they've got multiple three-point shooters out there. Klein, Eifert, and Edwards all can knock down threes.
There's a foul on top, and it goes on the defense of Ward, who picks up his second for the Spartans. Ward will check out. They quickly go to the bench and bring in Tillman.
There's no question about that one, and he knew it. He knew it right away. Can't move into a defender like that to set a screen.
These two teams have played, as we mentioned, back in the first half already this season. Harms has come in with Michigan State winning in East Lansing in early January. Harms. Klein, another 3.
Oh! Can't leave him. That's a big-time mistake that time. Maybe a mix-up on the switch. But when Tillman had him, you got to keep it.
This is Michigan State's biggest deficit all season long. McQuaid, triple. Eifert, look at him continue to dig inside for loose balls. 50-50 balls. He will not be denied.
Well, you knew Purdue would be ramped up today, having lost at the Breslin Center a couple of weeks ago. And their energy, their intensity, and the execution and shot making, why they're plus 22 right now.
Eric Hunter will come in for Matt Painter. Brown is out. Aaron Henry is in for the Spartans. Hunter on top. Harms. What a force he was in the first half for the Boilermakers. Edwards. Boy, he just about had a brilliant pass, but the defense was there.
Yep.
It's off of Purdue, and here comes Michigan State the other way.
Yeah, it's a tough one to get through that kind of traffic.
It is, a lot of it.
Yep. But only the third turnover for Purdue.
Good point.
And we talked about it in that first half, how they've been squeezing the orange all season long, but particularly during this 7 wins and 8 game stretch.
Winston going. Winston into a thicket of defenders and lost it as he went inside. Out of bounds it goes. It is a foul right there. What about the sharp shooting of Ryan Klein? 1 3-point make after another for the Boilers on CBS for Purdue.
And for the 5th time in 6 games now, Kevin, he's in double digits. 47% from the 3-point line in conference games, and he's knocked down 4 of 9 here today. 2 of them here in this second half, and Purdue has added to that 18-point lead they held at halftime.
He was 3 of 5 from 3 at Ohio State Wednesday. He's now had 10 games this season, Clark, where he's made at least 4 3-point shots. And I mentioned earlier in transition, but he's the most improved scorer this season in the Big Ten. His scoring average has climbed 8 points from a year ago. Winston at the line. Michigan State, number 6 in college basketball. They've won 13 consecutive games.
And they've just not been able to get going here today. And 2 missed free throws for an excellent free throw shooter in Cassius Winston.
81%.
Yeah. And they'll need him to get going. He's really their offensive thrust without Langford available.
Edwards 2 of 9. Harms in there. Tillman from behind. It's off of Michigan State. And a foul called inside. Looked like Eifert caught one right there. His brother's Tyler Eifert, who plays for the Cincinnati Bengals, had a horrific injury this season. Tillman picks up his second. But I see that football mentality extends to basketball in the family.
For sure.
Here is Hunter. Harms had it stolen that time, pickpocketed by Henry. He takes it the other way. Goins with Eifert in front. Switch on defense. Eifert now goes on Winston. Oh, Winston can shimmy with the best of them. And he draws the foul out of the grabbing Boilermakers. It may have been Harms inside who picked it up.
Well, he gets by Eifert here and then goes into Harms, which is what you have to do if you're looking to draw the foul. And Harms got him with the body there.
So here is Cassius Winston, and really when you take a look at what he is doing right now with this season of his, 18 points and 7 assists. Clark, in the last 27 years of college basketball, 18 Division I players have averaged 18 and 7. 6 of those 18 from a Power 6 conference school, including Cassius Winston. Puts it in perspective about what he's been doing.
Oh, he's been
year.
superb, absolutely superb. Having a tough day today as he's missed 3 straight free throws here, but has been outstanding in running the team. But Tom Izzo mentioned something to us before this game, a little concerned about the workload, the minutes, because the style that Michigan State plays in terms of the relentless running could take its toll. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that come to fruition here today because of Purdue's bench play, depth, and the multiple defenders they've been able to put on Cassius Winston. I think he has been a tad worn down.
Edwards, 2, stepping on the line and putting it down.
So you've seen Hunter defend him, Eifert, Eastern. They put multiple defenders on Cassius Winston, and Purdue not letting up at all. An 11-3 run so far in this second half.
And 8-1, as you saw, with about 2:50 of the game elapsed right in front of us. Goins, McQuaid, 3, big shot for the Spartans.
Yeah, good ball movement too. And he's a 42% three-point shooter, so in order to come back, you need stops. You got to make some threes, and then hopefully you can get to the foul line and try to score with the clock stopped. But a long way to go for the Spartans. As this Purdue team, Kevin, look at the movement and the spacing.
Good point. All picked up by McQuaid. Racing, driving, scoring for Michigan State. Matt McQuaid from Duncanville, Texas. Crucial part of the game here. You can feel perhaps just some uneasiness in the building.
Yeah, but the key is when you're Purdue, you've got a comfortable lead. You just can't allow Michigan State to get on a run.
Edwards, he's in 2 in a row. That was a triple. Give him 11. Carson Edwards averages 25 a game. That came at a good time. Winston through traffic. Goins knocked away by Edwards. Hunter. Oh, what a jam, Aaron Wheeler. Come over and talk about the Edwards shot, Clark.
Yeah, he had his foot on the line, so they changed it to a 2. But it was one of those buckets that stiff-arm any rally as Michigan State trailed by 18 at the half, went on a little mini surge, and Purdue with a surge of its own in response.
Purdue is plus 15 points from 3, plus 8 rebounds. We're just under 13 to play in the second half. 6th ranking on the ropes, Michigan State. Winston, good fake, launches the triple. Rebound by Edwards.
Quality look that time for an excellent three-point shooter.
Hunter to Klein, to Edwards. Wheeler making a move, and the shot clock now down to 7. Hunter, the freshman from Indianapolis. And saved inside and grabbed on the play by Thomas Kithier, who's a freshman from Clarkston, Michigan, who just checked in, played 9 minutes at Iowa on Thursday, had the 6 points and 5 rebounds. Wheeler just picked up his 3rd foul for Purdue.
Yeah, and Kithier actually 10 points, Kevin, in the last couple of games, 7 rebounds. Did not miss a shot. And played a combined 13 minutes, so a lot of production. Tom Izzo just trying to find something that'll spark his team to a decent finish this last 12 minutes. But if this guy is not able to get going, then it's all she wrote for Michigan State.
You said it. Eifert checks in. Klein checks out for the Boilermakers. Barnes is now watching Winston. 12 to play in the second half. Not a dribbling.
Different defender on him, too.
Yep, Stefanovic. 3. Got it! Big shot and a foul. Wow. Reaching in, Stefanovic, the freshman from Crown Point, Indiana. The 3 was good. Winston to the line with a puck.
So it could have been a little closer. Still a big mountain to climb, especially the way Purdue is playing. I mean, their energy, the intensity defensively, the ball movement, spacing on offense, the quality contributions from the bench. But this guy is capable now of going on solo runs.
2 straight wins for the Spartans over the Boilermakers, including this year, the last Purdue win against Michigan State, February 18th, 2017. For a team last year for Purdue that went 30-7, second in the Big Ten. Here comes Joel Eastern. There's Stefanovic and Edwards. Edwards, 4-13. Williams back in the pivot. Harms is resting. Kicked. 13-6, Purdue. 6-2 in the Big Ten, in 3rd place. The top team in the conference, Michigan State. 9-0 in conference play, 18-2 overall, 13 consecutive wins, 18 of 19. And both their losses have come on the road. 4th game in 5 away from East Lansing in the Breslin Center today. Edwards stopping on a dime, 3. Rebound, Williams pulls it down, bumping into Ward. Blocked by Ward once, blocked twice. Here comes Winston, leading the break on the wing. It's up and down. Aaron Henry in a foul.
One of the few opportunities in the open court for Michigan State today. Great defense by Ward, ignited it. Not 1 denial, 2 no you don't. Ooh. And off and running are the Spartans. And they run wide. You see Henry running wide near that sideline. And Winston gave it to him right on time.
Aaron Henry from Ben Davis High School in Indianapolis. A great athlete. Clark, as you've watched him with Langford out, he has been getting some starts.
And he's played well. Not a shooter, but I think he's going to develop into an outstanding player. You talk about his athleticism, getting better defensively.
Michigan State has not led. Klein. Eifert. Edwards. Shot clock at 9. Williams trying to go down low. Facing Tillman. Winston. He's fast as he sifts through traffic going. Winston 3. Got it! Big shot right there. Cassius Winston. 9-0 Michigan State run.
And Winston in the middle of all of it.
Purdue is 4-0 at home in conference play. Klein. Eifert. Open triple. Big rebound by Eastern. McQuaid tries to tear it away.
Eastern may have gotten a jammed finger in the process.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Boy, I thought McQuaid got in there and got a lot of the ball. Let's see. We'll take another look at it. Edwards blocking our view there. Don't you know we're trying to watch the replay, Carson?
Had a way to call him out, Clark. That was another foul going on. McQuaid, the runner inside Eastern. And now Purdue is growing a little bit cold, and there's great momentum for Michigan State. 9-0 run. Big possession here, under 10 to play. Wide open, Tillman, and who found him but Cassius Winston with a great feed.
The maestro making it happen for the Spartans. The little fella starting to percolate. Time.
Yep, Harms is, I think, going to come back in. I'll lead you here quick with the quick one, Clark. 6th-ranked Michigan State. Clark down by 22 moments ago on an 11-0 run.
And Cassius Winston dropping dimes and knocking down threes. You think about 4 missed free throws during this stretch, and Michigan State would be trailing by single digits. Cassius missed 3 and Aaron Henry missed 1, but nonetheless, Purdue the last few possessions has gotten the ball inside. Williams got a couple of good looks. Eastern got 1. They haven't converted. I looked, Harms is back on the floor. I look for Purdue now to get that movement going. They've got Wheeler on the floor who's knocked down threes. Try to get a good look for Klein, Edwards, or Wheeler from the 3.
Michigan State has missed nothing over their last 4 shots, whereas Purdue has missed 7 in a row. And Tillman was caught there.
Well, you expect the team to make a run, a team the quality of Michigan State. I'm sure Matt Painter and the coaching staff told his Boilermakers that. Now, how do you respond? You've got to stiff arm it with good execution and getting the ball to your shot makers.
Tillman picks up his 3rd. Klein knocked away, intended for Harms. It was broken up by Tillman. Down court, McQuaid thought 3. Edwards there. Goins, nice ball rotation. Look at the drive coming in, and couldn't find the soft landing was Aaron Henry.
And the Michigan State bench wants a foul. I just think he may have missed it. His inability to palm it, trying to cup it, and he overdunked it.
Edwards with the dance and couldn't convert. Here comes Winston. Screen by Tillman. Goins outside. 9 to play. Winston probing. Goins firing 3. Rebound inside Tillman. Big time rebound, fouled on the play.
You called it. This thing is flipped in a big way. And Cassius Winston has ignited it, but he's starting to get some help from other guys in Spartan uniforms now. Big time board that time from Tillman.
13-0 run by Michigan State.
And Kevin, you talked about it, how they blitzed Iowa in that second half. And here they come again. And plenty of time.
24-2, Clark. 24-2, they outscored them Thursday in Iowa City against the 19th ranked team in the country, the Hawkeyes. Unranked Purdue, though, gaining some measure in the conference. Klein fade away, tough right there. Terrific defense employed, but they got it to Trump. Henry had the good defense on Klein, but they put it up and in. Harms has got 10. Harms averages 8. 3. Good! Wow! What a bomb thrown up there that time. And now Winston has got 18.
Man, oh man, you can't leave him. I don't know why. Who was defending him that time stepped away. He's a 47% three-point shooter. And really, I think he's better off the dribble shooting the 3 than the catch and shoot.
Edwards quiet, driving on McQuaid, a 2. Rebound by Winston. Single-digit deficit now for the Spartans. After they trailed by 22, they've never led. McQuaid and Klein is tailing him. Winston with traffic on top. Shot clock at 4. He traveled.
Boy, he had Kenny Goins open in the corner, but never saw him. But it's Winston leading a Spartan rally. CW. Mark it up. 17-3 run. Tight one now. delivers just about every time. 11 of his 18 here in the second half, and plenty of time now for the stretch run. But you've got to be close to perfect when you're trying to come back from a 24-point deficit. 23-point deficit, I should say.
Winston averages 18. He's got 18 right now for Michigan State, approaching 7 to play in regulation. Edwards, Harms, he had the mismatch on Winston with another miss right on the doorstep for Purdue.
Well, they've executed some pretty good offense, Purdue has, the last handful of times, and just haven't converted on some good shots in the paint area.
Tillman a screen. Great pass inside. Winston to McQuaid.
Wow. They set that up. They called that play out of the timeout, Kevin. If they didn't have a transition opportunity, they were going to run a set and take advantage of Purdue overplaying on the wing.
19-3 run. Arms is down. And the foul with 6:25 to go. Ooh, that does not look good.
Sure doesn't.
The foul goes on Tillman for a 4th time. At the free throw line is Nogel Eastern, a sophomore from Evanston, Illinois, who is a 50% free throw shooter. The most amazing acts from every corner of the globe come together on one stage. James Corden hosts the premiere of The World's Best next Sunday after the Super Bowl, right here on CBS.
Kevin, Michigan State has tightened up the perimeter defense, and Tom Izzo talked about maybe crowding the three-point line and conceding some twos. That's part of why Purdue has gotten the ball inside. Michigan State defense really concentrating on not allowing any more threes.
It's Nick Ward. This is over Harms. Picked up by Klein and fouled on the play by Aaron Henry.
Boy, good look for Ward. Just overshot it, and that's easy to do when you're facing the length of Matt Harms.
Henry with 2. Eastern will check out. Hunter will check in. 19-3 run by Michigan State. 6:10 to play.
And Carson Edwards has been noticeably quiet. You need your top scorer and best player to come through at this stage of the game.
Klein with the fake, and he fires. Wow!
Or give it to your second leading scorer, who is an assassin from the three-point line.
He's hit 5 threes this afternoon. Goins, 3, book it. Big counter, Kenny Goins. And again, only 27% from 3 this season.
But that stroke looks much better than that,
did.
Kevin. It's just a matter of reps and confidence, and he's made a couple of big ones here in the second half.
Into Harms. Broken up on the play by Ward.
Telegraphed pass there.
Winston, and inside, beautiful lay-in up there for Aaron Henry.
How about Cassius Winston?
Wow.
How about Cassius Winston? He's got such a terrific IQ. Always under control, and makes you pay for any mistake that you make.
8 assists now for Cassius Winston, with Hunter on top. Under 5 to go. The lead was 22. Michigan State has never led. Edwards inside, and every time he touches the ball, he's got, it seems like, 2 guys on him, crowding him and suffocating defense by the Spartan.
Yeah, good job by McQuaid here. Shoehorns him to the baseline, and good help by Goins. He's vertical and straight up. Edwards wanted a foul, but nothing there.
4 of 18, Edwards. Fouled, 3, no, McQuaid.
Boy, that's a tough one there on McQuaid, working so hard in good position, but a good job by Edwards. Wow. He got up into Edwards. Edwards got up into McQuaid's arm, but I thought he got quite a bit of the ball there. Nonetheless, 3 free throws for an excellent free throw shooter. 85% is Edwards.
So in the first game against Michigan State, Edwards was 3 of 16. He's 4 of 18 this afternoon. This week on an all-new Late Show. Stevens got Paul Simon. Plus later this week, don't miss Chris Christie. And from the neighborhood, Max Greenfield. New Colbert this week on CBS. Matt Painter was talking about Michigan State. The Purdue coach talking about the Spartans, the most physical and the toughest team in the Big Ten. And then you add on their basketball IQ. It's unbeatable. But that's our charge and our challenge today. Winston, beautiful drive. Eastern with the move. Winston is there one-on-one. You said in your pregame he's a very important player. It's lost inside. A turnover by Michigan State. No Joe Eastern the other way.
Henry trying to force something that wasn't there and coughed up the ball. Michigan State much better here in the second half in the turnover game. They had 8 at halftime.
And Purdue hold on. Michigan State has never led the 6th team in the country in a throwaway right there. Timeout. Michigan State with Winston holding it for Tom Izzo. Down 65-58 on CBS. With only 2 in double figures, Michigan State trailed by 18 at halftime, but they've outscored Purdue by 11 here in the second half so far.
Well, a couple of things. That guy right there, number 5, Cassius Winston, has been doing work. They've cut the turnovers down. The defense has picked up on the three-point shooters. And that's all led to a tight game here in the next 3+ minutes.
Michigan State has won 21 consecutive Big Ten conference games. School record, 5th longest in league history. 3.5 to go. Winston working inside on Eifert. Shot clock is down to 4. McQuaid. Rebound lost by Tillman. Foul called on Edwards of Purdue.
That's why he lost it, so he'll get to the foul line now. Both teams over the limit, Kevin. Bonus free throws on common fouls. Purdue did a nice job in that first half rebounding the ball. Michigan State has been able to get to that offensive glass here in the second half. Part of the reason they've been able to carve that 23-point deficit down to where it is now.
It's Tillman at the line, 1 of 1 this afternoon.
He's been terrific in conference play from the free throw line, Kevin. Tillman has shot 85% from the line in conference games, and he's a mid-60% career free throw shooter.
Sophomore from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
And you can see why.
Wow,
perfect
yes,
rotation, textbook form, splash.
Incredible confidence.
Oh, wow. That's a careless one there. Both teams over the limits. You want to make Purdue earn their points here. Let's take a look. Eastern coming up. Oh yeah, that's full. That's clearly. I mean, you can't do that, Cassius. That's a do-si-do move. You can't grab your partner like that in the backcourt. Right. Yeah.
2 of 4, Eastern at the line. And now Purdue has gone 8 of 10 from the stripe. Michigan State has gone 7 of 11 at the line.
2 big ones there for Eastern.
You better believe it. Seven-point game approaching 3 to play.
Nice defense by Eastern.
Nick Ward.
No double.
Harms defending. Get out of harm's way.
Excellent job spacing and moving his feet. Beat him to the spot, and you could clearly see that right arm of Ward's committing the offensive foul. Good job of teaching here. Tom Izzo perhaps indicating to Ward, take your time, face him. One dribble maybe. If not, then kick it back out.
Aaron Wheeler in, Eastern with the ball. Klein just inbounded, Edwards and Harms. With a foul right there. That's the 5 on the floor for the Boilermakers with 2:53 to go. There's Winston.
Kevin, I wonder if they're actually sending Eastern to the line to save time and see if they can get him to shoot his percentage, which is
50.
Right.
As you said in some of your remarks early in the game, boys hit 3 in a row. A very important player for Purdue.
Because he does so much. His size at the defensive end and the versatility he has. I mean, he's 6'6", 215, 220, and can guard point guards, small forwards, and fight guys in the post as well. He's an excellent rebounder, ball handler, and playmaker, and he's made 4 straight free throws at crunch time.
Outside, 3 Goins, no. Big rebound inside by Purdue, grabbed by Eastern, fouled by Kenny Goins. So Eastern has grabbed 10 rebounds this afternoon. He's got 10 points. And Eastern with his double-double, and he's been playing well, too, the last 4 games, and he is knocking this 50% free throw shooter. He's knocking everything down at the line.
Knocking the back out of the bucket. Wow, how impressive is that?
6-0 run all by Eastern.
And all at the line.
Yep. Burrowing. Winston, foul, and it goes on Eastern. So Michigan State is in first place in the Big Ten. And you can see their conference record, and there's Beeline's Wolverines right in back of them.
And if Purdue can hold on, things get a little tighter at the top.
What a mid-season shift for Purdue. Winston buries the first.
Yeah, but that's why I love conference play. I mean, it's another level. You have 3 segments to the season: pre-conference, conference, and postseason. And within the conference is when you really determine and discover who you are. Teams know you. They make you adjust. Coaching is excellent across the country. And in conference play, the intensity just ratchets up. And wins are much harder to get.
Eastern. And pulled down inside. Tillman got it. Winston has it. 3. Rebound by Harms, who gets it out to Eastern. Now Matt Painter over there saying slow down. And they do with Harms now at midcourt. Klein. Boilermakers have had some top 25 wins this season, but they've never had one this season as big as this could be. Last time a team came in this highly rated was Villanova a couple years ago. Klein! What a shot! It's a 2, but my goodness, what touch!
Big time shot right there by a senior who's been shooting lights out since conference play began.
17 for him, he averages 12. The difference is 12. Tillman, 3, no. And the offensive rebound by Winston inside, knocked away by Eifert. Edwards, 6 to fire. Rebound on the play by Kenny Goins. Once again out to Winston. Deficit at 12. Izzo will call a time. It was a 5-point game, but since that time, an 8-0 Purdue run on CBS. With the final 12 wins in conference play, 9-0 in conference play right now. And a tough one here in West Lafayette this afternoon. Coming up next, final round of the Farmers Insurance Open. Coverage is now available on PGAtour.com and CBSSports.com.
What an impressive job by the Boilermakers today. Foul on Winston. He'll get to the line.
Eastern reaching in.
Started fast, Kevin. Have led wire to wire. Held off a significant surge by the Spartans midway through this second half.
Last time Purdue beat this Spartan team, we mentioned it earlier, February 18th, 2017. 2 straight Michigan State wins, but for 2 of the most flourishing programs in the conference, this is obviously a huge statement made by Purdue here this afternoon.
Taking care of home, unbeaten this season in home games now to go to 10-zip.
Winston, 23 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Michigan State has never led. And Purdue, who have led from wire to wire, what a win. The 6th-ranked team in the country has lost in a very difficult venue. Purdue will go to 14-6 overall, 7-2 in conference play, and 5-0 at home in the conference. A 10-point win for Purdue. The 13-game winning streak for Michigan State has come to a close, and the first loss in 22 consecutive Big Ten conference games for Michigan State. For Clark Kellogg, Kevin Harlan saying so long from West Lafayette, Indiana. Coming up next, it's final round coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the 2019 Men's National Championship.